What if I told you the numbers prove that you could retire years earlier than you thought possible? The financial landscape you've cultivated often puts you far closer to that finish line than conventional retirement wisdom would suggest. In today's video, I'll reveal the surprising numbers and strategies showing that retirement is closer than you think, and why some mainstream advice that we'll talk about later in this video is actually a trap in disguise. If you're new to this channel, my name is Cody Gunn. I'm a CFA charter holder and the founder of Arrowstone Wealth, where we help clients retire early by optimizing their investments and minimizing their lifetime taxes. And with that, let's dive right in. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Is early retirement even a practical reality, or is it just one of those things people on YouTube love to talk about? Here's the often missed definition. Early retirement simply means retiring before Medicare eligibility at 65. That's it. You don't need to be selling a tech startup at 40 or winning the lottery to qualify. If you cease full-time work at 60 or 58 or even 55, congratulations, you've retired early. And even more importantly, tens of thousands of people in your demographic do this every year. Think of it this way. Retirement isn't about hitting a predetermined birthday. It's about ensuring your desired lifestyle costs are comfortably covered by reliable, passive income streams. Consider the FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. These are the folks saving 50 to 75% of their income, sometimes living on nothing but ramen and sheer willpower. Are they extreme? Absolutely. And a quick side note, how do you know someone's following the FIRE movement? Oh, don't worry, they'll let you know. But what they demonstrate is that early retirement isn't reserved for trust fund beneficiaries or Silicon Valley titans. It's accessible to anyone with a disciplined strategy and a willingness to prioritize their future goals. So why do so many intelligent individuals still perceive early retirement as some distant dream? Often it's because we're conditioned to see obstacles rather than opportunities. We're taught to fixate on a target age rather than meticulously calculating our actual financial needs. How many friends do you know who confidently say, well, I guess I'll just have to work till 67 when Social Security kicks in, but have never actually run a detailed, personalized retirement budget? My guess, probably quite a few. The truth is, when you eliminate high-interest debt, you invest strategically and set very precise goals, the financial math becomes remarkably optimistic. You begin to see that early retirement is less about a magic formula and more about executing foundational principles with extreme consistency. And this brings us to a surprisingly potent framework that reveals just how close you are to early retirement. Now, Dave Ramsey's baby steps are frequently seen as introductory financial training wheels, and for many, they are. But for high net worth individuals, they quietly reveal something profoundly powerful. Boilerplate financial advice doesn't always work for you. Let's unpack this. I'm going to agree with one of his steps and then flesh out one that is incorrect for most of you. Baby step number 4 is you're consistently investing 15% of your income for retirement. This alone puts you ahead of the vast majority of the population. The mistake that we see most often is that people save consistently, but instead of growing that savings rate over time, they increase their lifestyle right along with their earnings. Lifestyle creep alone can add years to your retirement timeline. The second, and what I believe is a controversial one, is baby step number 6. Pay off your home early. Your mortgage is, for the most part, your single largest monthly expense. Eliminate it, and suddenly your required monthly retirement income plummets by thousands of dollars. Consider this. If your mortgage payment is, say, $2,000 a month, well, that's $24,000 a year. Wipe that out, and you instantly need $600,000 less in investable assets to fund your retirement if you're using the 4% rule. If you want to use 5%, well, that's $480,000 less. That's a huge shift that can pull your retirement date forward by years, maybe even decades. But for some of you, paying off a mortgage early isn't the best move. It can actually cost you more than it saves. The key question is very simple. What is your interest rate? If you bought recently at, say, 7% or north of there, short of refinancing, paying that down quickly makes complete sense. But if you locked in a 3% rate years ago, you're better off investing, and here's why. Number 1, your portfolio averages, say, 7% in the long term. You're effectively earning 4% more by investing, 7% return versus a 3% mortgage cost. Home appreciation doesn't change this. Recently, homes have risen maybe 1 to 2% per year, but in some markets, home prices have even declined. Number 2, paying off a mortgage converts liquid cash into an illiquid asset, reducing your overall financial flexibility. A lot of people value mobility and the ability to go where opportunities present it. Paying down your mortgage does not give you that. Number 3, inflation erodes the real value of fixed rate debt. At 3% inflation, your low-interest mortgage shrinks in real terms every single year. Paying it off early just benefits the bank, freeing them to reinvest that at higher rates. Instead, invest yourself at higher rates and be the bank. The bottom line is this: if your mortgage rate is low, keep it and put your extra money to work elsewhere. You'll be better off. Before we go deeper, let me pause for just a second. If you're watching this and wondering, could I actually retire earlier than I thought? That's exactly the type of planning that we do at Arrowstone Wealth. I've put a link down in the description where you can book a free call with me. On that call, we'll look at your numbers, we'll run through our early retirement framework and show you what exactly your personal timeline could really look like. And this brings us to one of the most elegant yet underutilized tools in sophisticated early retirement planning, the bridge account. Here's the inherent challenge with traditional tax-advantaged retirement accounts. They're like that exquisite bottle of vintage wine you've been saving, incredibly valuable, but it's essentially under lock and key until it's the perfect age. Try to uncork it early, and the IRS, much like a stern sommelier, will level a hefty penalty. And by the way, if you don't know what a sommelier is, then we can actually be friends. But here's the sophisticated solution, the bridge account. A bridge account is simply a taxable brokerage account. And unlike your 401k or IRA, there are no contribution limits, no age restrictions, and crucially, no 10% early withdrawal penalties. Think of it as your retirement's flex account. It's this highly liquid, strategically invested portion of your wealth that you can tap anytime you want. Here's how it typically works. You invest consistently in highly diversified low turnover options, perhaps broad market index funds or ETFs. You allow these assets to grow, minimizing tax drag, and when you're ready to retire at 55 or 58 or even earlier, you simply draw from this account penalty-free. In addition, the withdrawals from this account aren't taxed as ordinary income like an IRA. You just have to pay capital gains taxes as well as any taxes on dividends and interest. But the best part is you have control over those taxes. Unlike ordinary income taxes on an IRA 401k, capital gains taxes can be offset with losses, which minimize your overall tax bill. And for high income earners, here's the kicker. Unlike your 401k, which has contribution caps, the bridge account has no ceiling. You can contribute as much as you want, making it an incredible accelerator for rapid wealth accumulation and easy early access once you retire. Okay, now let's tackle the topic that often elicits a collective groan, or in the YouTube world, people just click off. That is lifestyle adjustments. When most people hear cut your spending, they envision a life without any fun, subsisting on lentils and lukewarm tea. But the reality, especially for those with substantial income, is that small, modest, almost imperceptible tweaks can compound into shocking results. Let's look at the numbers. Consider your travel. Instead of an annual $5,000 international trip, perhaps you should opt for a $2,500 domestic getaway. That $2,500 saved and invested annually over 20 years, that's roughly $100,000 in additional retirement accounts. One single conscious adjustment. Or let's consider supplementing your income. Say you engage in part-time consulting, perhaps 10 hours a month, generates an extra $1,000 a month in extra income. Invest that consistently, and you could add hundreds of thousands to your nest egg over your working career. These aren't extreme sacrifices, they're just intelligent reallocations. And the power of compounding is what transforms these modest adjustments into an early retirement. It's much like refining your golf swing. You rarely need to overhaul your entire technique. Well, maybe some of you do. Sometimes simply adjusting your grip halfway or shifting your weight just slightly can make the ball fly further and straighter. The same elegant simplicity applies to your retirement planning. Small, intelligent changes can have a dramatic impact. But lifestyle adjustments aren't the only lever. For many, integrating carefully selected real estate can add an entirely new, robust stream of retirement funding, one that performs incredibly even when the stock market might decide to take a breather. Real estate, when approached strategically, is one of the most powerful accelerators of early retirement. Imagine this. You own 3 carefully selected rental properties, each generating, say, $1,500 net profit per month. That's a staggering $4,500 a month of income flowing directly into your account without needing to touch your 401k or your brokerage account. That is a game changer. So why is real estate so incredible in the context of an early retirement? Well, there are 3 reasons. Number 1, reliable cash flow. Rental income continues whether the stock market is bullish or bearish. It's a foundational stability. 2, it's an inflation hedge. Rents will typically rise with inflation, providing you with a natural purchasing power protection over time. Number 3, it's a multifaceted wealth building machine. You're not just generating income, you're building wealth through appreciation, loan paydown, and building equity in the properties. For many high net worth families, integrating this asset class becomes the crucial missing piece, allowing them to retire years earlier than the traditional investment accounts alone might suggest. So now the question becomes, how do we take these strategies and craft them into an executable plan for your life? Well, this is the blueprint. Step 1, define your specific retirement goals. Don't just say, I want to retire early. Decide, I want a comfortable $8,000 a month in spendable income by age 58. Precision matters in this detail. Step 2, create a detailed mock retirement budget. Get it down on paper, every single category. Your housing, your travel, healthcare, discretionary spending, everything. Truly know your actual income needs. Step 3, objectively assess your position on the baby steps framework. Are you investing 15% of your income? If you're not, try to make adjustments over time to get to that level. Should you pay off your home early or should you invest instead? Look at your interest rate. This will illuminate your starting point and your proximity to an early retirement. 4, develop your bridge account strategy. Determine the optimal allocation between your taxable brokerage account and your tax-advantaged retirement vehicles to ensure early access. 5, strategically explore real estate. If it aligns with your risk tolerance and your goals, consider integrating one or more investment properties to increase your lifetime access to income. Step 6, optimize lifestyle spending. Remember, this is about intelligent optimization, not deprivation. Small, consistent adjustments will literally create compounding miracles in your retirement. And finally, monitor and adjust. Markets will evolve. Life circumstances will shift. Retirement planning is not a static document. It's a living, breathing, adaptive strategy. Make sure that you revisit regularly and update it if you need to. This is precisely where a highly skilled financial advisor, one who genuinely is fluent in the nuances of early retirement planning, understanding bridge accounts, sophisticated tax strategies, optimum withdrawal sequencing, can make an invaluable difference in your planning. You need someone who not only understands finance, but also is an artist in aligning the math with your unique goals and aspirations. Early retirement isn't some distant fantasy. It's not an exclusive luxury reserved for a fortunate few. It is a meticulously crafted plan built on solid financial principles and available to those who are willing to approach their wealth differently. If you're ready to stop wondering and want help implementing these precise strategies for your exact situation, here's the next step. In the description, there's a link to book a complimentary discovery call on my calendar. This is not a high-pressure sales pitch. It is a simple conversation to see where you are, where you want to go, and whether our expertise can add significant value to your life. We'll learn about your situation, and you're going to learn about our process. If we're a good fit, we can discuss working together. And if not, you're going to walk away with some really valuable insights and no strings attached. The early retirement that you want is built with a better strategy. Let's build it together.